So the story starts from in Ireland where a reporter named Sam was taking photos everywhere. Here we can see that everyone whose photos Sam was taking was sleeping. In fact, 3 days ago, all the people living on this island were sleeping. I don't know what happened to the people that they all fell asleep suddenly. Wherever they were, they all fell asleep there. Like someone had fallen asleep in the swimming pool and someone in the bus. But the lucky ones were at home at that time and no one was able to know what happened to all these people because all of them there was no change of any kind inside the body. The only difference was that if these sleeping people were removed from their place, the blood pressure of all of them would suddenly increase, hence they were left in the same condition as they were. Whether they are in their car or sleeping on a tree branch, researchers and doctors reach here and check up on everyone, but they do not know how all this happened. Now whoever comes from outside, there was no effect of this thing on them at all. That is why all doctor research started staying here with their cameras so that they could know the real reason behind this thing. Also, no reporter was allowed to enter this island but secretly himself. He had somehow entered here from us. Photo inside a bus. Sam sees a goldfish in the hand of one of the women, inside which many people are sleeping peacefully. Now there was something that was moving, so he takes it with himself so that he could talk to her and Sam felt lonely. The thing worth noting here was that nothing had happened to the animals and birds of this island. After taking photos, the military goes inside the house where he sees a girl sleeping on her bed. He sees that her name was Stella and after seeing her, Sam silently leaves her sleeping there and goes to another room, during which he sees that there are 2 researchers standing outside this house whom he watches secretly. Actually, if they came to know about this then Sam could have been punished for this. After they left from there, Sam silently went to the other room. He goes to sleep and then at night he sees a dream where he was seeing Stella taking groceries from the grocery store. Here when Stella does not pay any attention to Sam calls him by his name, hearing which Stella asks him that you after all, how do you know my name, with which Sam suddenly wakes up and sees that it is morning now and then in the evening while listening to the radio, he was also talking to Stella who was sleeping. Now he himself got ready and said something again. He goes out to take photos and after coming out, he sees a man who was sleeping comfortably on a tree. After this, Sam goes to the church where many people were present and after taking photos of all of them, he sits there and suddenly his eyes fall on the same spot and he sees Stella again in his dream. Both of them were sitting facing each other where Stella asks Sam whether you have come here because of greed for money. If so then return from here right now. Sam on this tells him that I am not here for money but for experience which will help me in earning money later. As soon as Sam says this, he wakes up and quietly returns home where he starts looking through Stella's things. In which he finds a diary of Stella's which she used to write every day. Sam starts reading her diary and as he continued to read it, he felt as if he was becoming more and more connected to Stella. In the dream, Stella was now talking to him quite well, which leads Sam to ask what you felt during this long sleep. On this she tells that sometimes everything seems to be completely calm but sometimes it seems that I am continuously falling into some depth. She tells herself that I was the last to sleep, perhaps this was the reason why I was at home at that time. The first thing I saw was my piano teacher sleeping. He suddenly fell asleep in front of the entire class. And since then this thing has captured every person here. At the moment it was a dream but in reality the next day Sam goes out again where he sees a car filled with many balloons. While he is capturing this thing in his camera, he sees that the balcony of the house in front. But 2 researchers are standing there. Now before he can see Sam, he hides and quickly comes back home. Sam had realized that because of staying here he could get into trouble, so he quickly he packs all the things and leaves from here but when he reaches the board on the shore, he stands there for a long time and starts thinking. Actually, he did not feel like leaving Stella, so Sam decides to return, so that he can spend more time with Stella. Here we understand that Sam had started liking Stella somewhere. Now whenever he slept, Stella would be there in his dreams to talk to him. Similarly, one day when he sleeps, he dreams of Stella. She sees herself sitting in front of her and asks herself, "Tell me today the real reason why you have come here." On Stella's insistence, he finally tells her the truth that he had come to this island a year ago to spend his holidays. "I saw you in a grocery store after which you went straight to a restaurant where I also followed you and I did not have the courage to say anything to you. I liked you at first sight but after that we never met again. Not only this, that's why today when I got the chance, I have come here for you so that I can know you better. For now, after coming out of the dream, but in the real world, Ram goes to the grocery store to buy some groceries, where at the same time, two researchers are also there. They come to take something and one of them sees Sam there but pretends to sleep there, and after checking, these people are arrested. Whatever was to be taken, they go away with it, after taking the things of their own from there as soon as they leave. He has a lot of fun and then he leaves the money for the goods with the cashier who is sleeping there. When he reaches home, Sam sees that there is some money kept in the cashier too, so when he goes there and looks, he finds a tape in his hand. A recorder is heard in which Stella has explained everything about her likes and dislikes. After listening to the first story of Cassie Pay, Sam learns that Stella likes very strange things such as headless Barbie dolls, floating flamingos, and especially she likes the sound of Kay's typewriter very much. So Sam brings all the things of Stella's favorite things so that whenever she wakes up, she is very happy to see all this. Along with this, Stella has told that she should go on a Lana drive on the beach. Sounds good. On hearing this, Sam again goes into his dream world where he sees that Stella is ready to go on a long drive with him, for which Stella asks to go in the car of a sleeping man, to which Sam says that we should not steal, but Steele said that we are not stealing but we are just controlling it for some time. Here Sam has to bow down to Stella's stubbornness and both of them enter the man's house and bring the car keys. During the drive, Sam sees how happy Stella is. This is the reason why Sam falls in love with her. Sam comes out of his dream and sees that some doctors have come to Steele's house to see him. Actually, these people come every week to check up. Seeing them, Sam quickly hides inside the cupboard. Doctors Stella after bathing well, they leave from here. As soon as they leave, Sam comes out of the cupboard and then he holds Stella's hand and lies down next to her. Here he talks to Stella a lot, after which the next day Sam again he goes into the attack where he starts listening to the second part of the tape recorder in which Stella talked about her dislike. In this Stellane specifically talked about her loneliness. She says that even though she lives alone but it loneliness me. Sam again reaches into his dreams to talk to Stella where he tells Stella is that I will never leave you alone. He also says that everyone has a soulmate, so maybe we both are each other's soulmate. On this, Stella says that I don't think so here. The answer makes Sam realize that perhaps he is staying here for some useless reason, so he tries to leave once again. But this time also he is not able to go. Rather he comes back and prepares and eats the things of Stella's choice, during which, as usual, he again sees Stella in his dreams, who asks him to go away from here because the Stella whom you love. Because of the diary and recorder, you know that she is quite different from the real Stella. Here even herself realizes that Stella is right, whereas all this was happening in her dreams. When she tries to leave from here for the third time, during that time, I don't know what happens to him that he starts feeling very thirsty. No matter how much water he drinks, his thirst is not being quenched. Along with this, he is also getting sleepy, due to which he understands that now this thing is affecting him. But it also starts happening and he somehow comes back to Stella's house, where he falls asleep as soon as he reaches, but wakes up the next morning. Here he himself had understood that soon he will also be like the people here. He will go into a long sleep, so he writes many notes for Stella and then after some time, like the others, he goes into a deep sleep, after which a few days we see some movement in Stella's body. Here Stella goes out of sleep. Stella's body had no energy at all because she had woken up after 3 weeks of sleep. She somehow went near the tap and drank water and then Stella's eyes fell on another toothbrush kept there, from which she understands that there is someone else here besides her. She looks inside the house and sees her tape recorder, a headless Barbie doll and a big flamingo. After seeing them, she goes to another room and finds Stella sleeping there in the evening. She sees Stella trying hard to wake him up but he doesn't wake up. Stella is getting very angry at him because she had come to know that Sam read her diary and also listened to the record hoardings. She tries hard to wake him up by hitting herself. She tries but to no avail, and meanwhile Stella finds notes written by Sam through which Sam had apologized to Stella for reading her diary and listening to the recording and also told Stella that your loneliness will go away only then. Maybe when you tear down the walls around you and let people hear. Stella realizes that despite being a stranger, Sam could understand her very well, so now she starts taking care of Sam in the same way as Sam used to take care of Stella. During this, Stella sees a snake in her dreams, with which Stella talks to him about his likes and dislikes and other things, and then a few days pass. After that, when Stella wakes up one morning, Self is not there where he slept. Stella goes to the kitchen to look for him and finds Self there. It seemed as if it was their first time meeting each other. Even though they may not have met, both of them were talking to each other very well. They knew everything about each other. Here both of them shake hands with each other and then get completely lost in each other's words. Now the last scene of the movie. In the bus we see the same woman waking up from her sleep who had a goldfish in her hand. Here we can see that now there was not one but two fish in it, which is obviously Sam's work. Through this he wanted to tell that space like Stella is no longer alone.